Alright, so these are two of my rain barrels from my water collection system, and in the summertime they're usually full of rainwater and we use them for watering plants in the garden. In the wintertime I usually pack them up, put them away, and store them over the winter. So what we want to do is see if we can make them useful in the wintertime as well. And now with the Hoophouse, I want to try and see if they can work as a thermal mass collection system so that they will heat up and retain some of that heat when the sun goes down and release it slowly overnight to keep it a little bit warmer in there. Ideally, you'd like to use black barrels for the Hoophouse, but I don't want black for the rain barrels because that would make the water hot when it comes out, and we don't want to water the plants with hot water. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint these half black and leave half white so that in the summertime I can leave the white side up and the water won't be very hot. And in the wintertime, when you want it to absorb the heat, you can have the black side up so that it collects as much heat from the sun as it can. So they do make spray paint specifically for painting plastic. I don't have any of that, but I do have some black spray paint from some other projects, so I was going to try and use that to see how it does. Alright, so I'm going to just mark this off with tape. Not because I want to be super careful about what I get painted, but because I just want to know where half is. So this is the side that's going to be up. Okay. Alright, so that's half. Okay. Okay. Come on. That's it. That was like just enough. Amazing. I do have another can if I want to do another coat. We'll see. So I want to make some sort of a base to keep the barrels up off the ground. I want the barrels to heat the air and not the ground so much. So I'm going to use these old porch posts that I took out and saved and didn't know why, but this looks like a good chance to use those. Alright, so I want to end up with something like this that the barrel can rest on and not really roll, but it keeps it up off the ground so the ground isn't sucking up the heat. Okay, so I've just got two 2x3s that will keep it from rolling. So, and then these post sections that are going to keep it up off the ground, but they were designed to be strong in this direction, not so much in this direction. So we're going to have to see how that goes. But the barrel's going to weigh about 450 pounds. This should be fine. So, and then underneath that I have a piece of decking material that I got off of, I think, Craigslist, that somebody had taken a deck down, and I went and picked up all their scrap wood. So that's what I'm going to be using for underneath, just to keep these from rotting and sitting on the ground. All right. So, and then I just need to assemble it. So that's okay, actually a little bit of movement, because it's actually going to press down a little bit and squash when it's full of water. So that'll keep it from rolling. Alright, so, and this is what it's going to look like set up in the hoop house. I may put something underneath that side, because I'd rather have it leaning this way a little bit rather than downhill that way. And this side is painted black, so the sun is over here, so I want this exposed to the sun. And this is really hot. Like, if I touch where the white is, I know this is in the shade, but if I touch where the white is on this side, I can leave my hand on it. If I touch this side, it is, I really don't want to leave my hand on there. It gets hot. And today, it is really warm in the hoop house. It's about 95 degrees. It's about probably 75, 80 outside. It's supposed to be pretty warm today, so that's probably why it's so warm in here. But so the next thing I want to do, I want to get some water in these. Alright, so the rain barrels were over here. I emptied the water from the rain barrels into here, into these barrels, so that I could move the plastic barrels, and then now we're going to move the water because I'm crazy. Alright, so this is a barrel that we use for irrigating the garden, and so I'm just going to use a sump pump to pump it out of the barrels into the watering barrel, and then we're going to take it over to the barrels in the hoop house. So tell you what, I will just, we want to keep the hose up this way in there, right? Because as soon as we tip it over, it's going to start running. So I'm going to tip it. You can hold it on up there. You can hold it with this or up there or whatever. I'm going to try and grab the bottom, and then I'm going to lift it, put it up here. You ready? Okay. And then we open the valve, and that lets the water rush out. And it's working. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Let me get a re-grip. Okay. That's good. Thank you. Alright, so finally, I had to wait for the lens to defog. Hopefully that's clear. So it's the next day. It's windy outside. But in here, it's about 92 degrees. And it's funny, you can see the water line on the barrels because this is getting condensation, and this is hot. So it'd be nice if I could add some more water, but I don't think I can. So, but it's getting heat from the bottom, and it's getting heat. This side doesn't have any condensation on it. So But you can still feel like it's hot here, and you can feel it go around, and here it's cool. So the water is still absorbing heat. So same for this one. So you can see the condensation lines where the water is. That one I might be able to put a little bit more water into. I have to see. But yeah, that water's got to get up to temperature, and then it'll be interesting to see this evening if it feels like they're releasing any heat, if they feel warm. All right, it's 6:22 at night. It's now about 62 degrees, 63 degrees in the hoop house, and you know, if I put my hand on this, it does feel a little bit warm. So I'm not sure how much it really helped today, but we'll keep track of it, see what it does. All right, so we got the barrels set up today, so it'd be interesting to see how they progress. If you'd like to keep up with their progress, please be sure to check out Terrible Gardening Videos. I'm going to put a link to that somewhere on the screen here at the end. So be sure to check that out and follow him so that you can find out how these work out. So thanks for watching. Take care.